access, cause you bad.
Hello, this is Southern Girl. Be sure to tune in to Southern Girl Speaks, Thursdays from 7 to 8 p.m. This is your place to come for motivation, encouragement, and empowerment to learn ways to live the life that you've always desired. Tune in Thursdays, 7 to 8 p.m. Fishbowl Radio Network, Blue Stream.
Jump in.
In the 70s, you and me holding hands, talking family. That southern thing I like. You got that southern stuff I like. It's like after school, leaning hard, complimenting you, barbecue. I'll even open the door for you. I know that's what you like. I know that's what you like. That southern stuff I like. Like sweet southern thing, pretty skin, hair fixed, and when you grin, that's when all life begins. Cool like a fresh breeze. Ooh, please come with me. Let's take a ride, swing to the other side. I'm much obliged to make your acquaintance. You're full of substance. Oh, girl, I love it. Cadillac, cool breeze in the 70s. You and me, holding hands, talking family. That southern thing I like. Southern thing I like. You got that southern stuff I like. You got that southern thing I like. After school, leaning hard, complimenting you, barbecue. I'll even open the door for you. I know that's what you like. I know just what you like. That southern stuff I like. Like Miss Georgia Peach, Carolina when you speak. The southern drawl makes me wanna know you more. Do you want a big family? Well, if so, I can handle it. A gentleman, do the very best I can. Provide for you, I know you wanna finish school. Intelligence is beauty. Girl, I wanna be your study. I know just what you like. Know just what you like. I know just what you need. Southern loving girl. Southern loving girl. It's all you need from me. All you really need from me. I know just what you want. I know just what you need. What you need. Southern loving girl.
Hello. Thank you all for joining us. Did you know what I'm going to say? It's my favorite day of the week. It is Thursday. This is your place to come. It's Southern Girl Speaks right here, coming from Arlington, Texas. Your place to come every Thursday to be inspired, to be motivated, and encouraged. This is your place to come to hear stories of people just like you who have dreams and aspirations, but they're doing it, right? Okay, so this is your place to come and collaborate with others, and also if there's something inside of you that you're sitting on, this is your place to be inspired by other people's stories, okay? And so I want to thank all of you who have joined us in the house tonight. We have Miss Whitney Gillespie, Tyrone Bailey, thank you for joining. Anita's in the house. So thank you all of you who are coming in. Please do me a favor, like and share, okay? If you know somebody that has been affected by human trafficking, if you've been affected by that, or if you know someone who just needs to be inspired, just send them a tag so they can join the discussion. All right, so I have a little housekeeping to do before we begin. So there's a lot going on this weekend, but I just wanted to make sure. A few weeks ago, I had the Letitia Scott come in. Letitia Scott told her story of transformation, which led her to to found and create Keeping Families Connected. This organization helps families that have a loved one that's incarcerated. And so transportation is not an issue to keep families divided, okay? And so that is her mission and her purpose. Not only does she do that, but she also helps young people start their own businesses, 13 to date. And so she has a next level event coming up June 19th. I know a lot is going on. It's Juneteenth. Is that a holiday yet? Did they pass it?
It is.
Okay. So I'm not originally from Texas. I'll talk about that for a little bit. I have my bittersweet, like, why are we celebrating that? But it's a time of reflection. It's history. It's good barbecue, some macaroni and cheese gonna be there. We're gonna be outside, get to wear a little cute sundress. I'll celebrate it, okay? And so, but just even history and just for that to be founded and recognized in these times, that is progress, right, guys? Okay, but on Juneteenth, it's going to be at the Flight Museum. You can get your tickets. I'm telling you, celebrities in the house, star-studded. I know some of those outfits might not fit. We can get some girls, some Spanx, right? And get it together, guys, and just put yourself together. It's people are coming out. It's just time to connect and have a good time. And this is an event that when you sow and get your ticket, it's going to sow into something good, okay? Just not turkey DAM, the turkey legs, right, and drinks and hanging out. We got to sow into some things that is going to reap good seeds, okay? So I had to do that because that touched my heart, just like Evan, okay? And we're going to talk about my guests. You're not DFW Find Our Missing, just Find Our Missing, because you started as DFW.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we
Right, but y'all realize there's more people with this problem outside of DFW enough that you had to change the name.
Right.
And so now you are
Find Our Missing.
Find Our Missing.
Yeah, Find Our Missing.
And do you have two chapters, one with Evan's Hope? Is that something separate?
That's the Facebook. The Facebook is Find Our Missing.
So tag that in the comments, you guys. Anthony, he's going to tag Find Our Missing in the comments. Nearly 800,000 children are reported missing every year, which is approximately 2,000 children per day. I hope y'all heard that. According to the National Center for Missing and Exploiting Children, 203,000 missing children are kidnapped by family members. That's about 49% of abductions. Some children are targeted and kidnapped by traffickers and pedophiles. Preferential child sexual abusers are known to target pubescent, who wrote this? Children, usually under the age of 12. Wow. But it's not just young people, is it?
No, it's usually young people because they're targeted in the foster care system. They're also targeted because they're the most vulnerable. But this affects adults as well. So young women, men, because the trafficking isn't just limited to sex trafficking. It's also extends to human trafficking, whether it be for we hate to have to say it out loud, but for organ harvestation or anything of
really
that.
now
so
we hear that there's this I guess urban theory in the African American community for our melanin or for our organs. That's why the abductions are high in our population. So there's some truth to that for organs.
to that. Yes, it's they harvest them for the black market. We don't hear about it as much, but it does exist. We hear more about sex trafficking because it's more visual, it's more prevalent. We see it, but there is that as well.
Now we just dove right in because you all have been here before. This is kind of a part two because since last year COVID hit and you all are still growing, okay? Yeah. So I have a question, but I want you to go around, introduce yourself, and then we'll start.
I'm Anthony Alexander.
You got to talk in this mic, and we go through this every time.
Talk so quiet.
Try to be Barry White here.
There you go. Hey.
Come on, Barry.
Come on, Barry.
so funny.
You know you be using it when you need to. So don't come in here acting like, okay, there you go ahead.
That's so silly. I'm Anthony Alexander, the founder of Fire Not Missing.
Okay.
And
Man of a few words.
Okay. A few words, Anthony, come on.
No, he's good. We're going to get back to him.
Okay. I'm Sonia Morales. I'm co-founder for Finder Missing.
That's why you have them.
There you go.
And we are going into our second year, so that we started out small, and now we're actually in several states. And
What states are you in?
I know for a fact we're in Oklahoma, we're in Florida. Where else are we besides?
Well, we help all over the U.S.
Yes.
and Canada too, so that's the best part. But when we were first here, we wasn't even a nonprofit.
Right. Y'all were
So-
just doing it.
so-
Oh, that's
right.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll let Whitney introduce herself to you.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then we're diving back in.
We're just good friends. We're good friends.
We digress a lot. I'm so
We have
sorry.
structure at work all day. We come here to have fun and share
Right.
information.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm Whitney Gillespie, and I am on the leadership team for Finder Missing.
Okay, I love it. Now, we want to start with Evan, okay, because that's where I met you. And I remember you calling, telling me about this story. I had heard it on the news. Wasn't it before Christmas?
Yeah, before Christmas.
Right before Christmas, and I came out there with you, and I've experienced pain in my life, but I've never seen that type of pain when you're talking to a parent that does
Right.
not know where their child is.
Right.
I've never been in an atmosphere like that in my whole life.
Yeah.
What was it like with that family? Tell people how you ended up working with the Evan.
I ended up working with them. I believe we had a friend of ours to reach out, ask for help, and so over time, just became close to the family. It was something that was close to my heart too. And if anybody know that family, that's one of the sweetest family that anybody can ever meet in life. And so the more I spend time with them, the more I felt their pain, their hurt, their frustration. It's a sad thing. I was even with them. I went with the mom and dad to the place where he was actually found.
Okay, so we have an update because the last time I remember we went to the vigil, which was beautiful, and then some things. His body was found,
Right.
and then we couldn't talk about it.
Right.
Any update?
Yeah, I actually talked to T. Taylor, the aunt, and I reached out to her
In your mic.
the past week, and so she wanted me to let you know, guys, to thank you guys for prayers. It's definitely needed. There is a reward update to $8,000. If anybody have any questions, please reach out to the police or the police department for information, so they know.
Are you able to tell me what you feel happened to him?
I believe.
Because you've been doing this a long time. I mean, because you're almost like detectives with no gun and not hired by the city, but you're
Right.
putting things together. Intuition, God is revealing, in your dreams, waking you up at night, right?
Right.
So you've seen a lot of things. So just from what you've been doing this a while, what do you really believe happened?
Well, I can say this on a personal level. I believe he was set up. I believe he was set up. So, but the good thing is we are great friends with the homicide detective and the guy who's over the Missing Person Unit in Arlington. And so we've been keeping in contact and touch. And so we don't want to say too much, but yeah. But I do believe
Evans
it's set up.
Hope. Right.
Right.
So you all make sure you join the Facebook group Evans Hope and join that mission. Bring your good energy and prayers to that.
Right.
That at least his parents and families get some closure,
Yes,
some real
absolutely,
closure.
absolutely.
Yeah. And so through that, how many people would you say to date through your organization has been found?
It's been over 300.
Speak a little louder.
Oh, over 300. And we've been together for less than 2 years, so over 300 families we've recovered.
Wow. How does that feel?
It's great. It's a great feeling to reunite people with their missing loved ones. And, you know, it's happy, but it's also there's a process after that. There's a healing process for not just the victim, but the families as well.
In what way?
Well, the recovery process for the victim, because of what they endured, what they went through. We don't know if they've been subjected to any drug use or anything like that, besides any sexual assault that they're recovering from. And then the families having gone through not just what the victim, the trauma that the victim went through, but also the family's trauma with, you know, the fear of losing their loved one, the process of having to search for them, the waiting period. It's extremely emotionally taxing. So, there's a
Are
lot
y'all a
of
part of
recovery.
the aftercare as well?
Yes.
Yeah, that's one good thing about us too. So we just don't want to have fun, but we want to be there after. I mean, I attended funerals, you know.
Really?
Yeah, attended funerals. We served in the kitchen, and so we do everything, you know, and you know, all because we love what we do. And so God has blessed us tremendously with some organization, but we can talk about that later.
Okay.
But yeah.
Wow, I mean, I'm just so amazed by what you do. And so you all have been connected for a couple of years, and Whitney is sitting here, drove out of town, put gas and her pedal to the metal. It's enough
You know
to
it.
be here for this cause. What made you connect with this organization? Tell people who you are and how you support.
So I'm Whitney. I'm from Burleson, Texas, and last year during the pandemic, I always say there's a silver lining in this pandemic because it got a lot of conversations started. A lot of conversations were put on the table, and human trafficking was put at the forefront. And there were rallies and marches scheduled across the country where people gathered to just combat human trafficking. And so how I connected with this organization is last year in downtown Fort Worth, there was a march against human trafficking. And I connected with the organizer, and then a cousin of mine and I decided we wanted to organize something for Burleson. And then I got in contact with the organizer from the downtown Fort Worth march, and she said, call Find Our Missing. So I connected with them.
Wow.
And then the rest is history. You know, they were like, do you want to join? I was like, yes.
Yes.
You know? And so my cousin and we joined, of course, and just this last weekend we had a success story with finding a missing person. And
Wow.
it's been an amazing year. Despite the pandemic, it's been an amazing year.
You light up when you talk about that. Why are you so passionate? Because, I mean, this is something that's so disheartening when we hear about it on this side.
Right.
And like I said, you know, in our pre-show, we hear that Amber Alert, you know. I remember I told you last time, like, I go to your page and I hit a like, but you're not on my notifications.
Right.
Because it was starting to come, and I'm like,
Right.
oh my God,
heavy. It's a
2-3 in a
It's very
day.
heavy.
Right.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
because, and it really resonates with me that someone is missing, you know, but
Right.
through that, it makes you even more protective of yourself. You know, we take things as women and just be out doing whatever. Anytime I'm going to go to Walmart at 11 o'clock at night, don't tell nobody, you know.
Right.
And, you know, just things that we do, just living our life. But it lets me know that we all
Right.
are exposed, that know that this is not off limits to anybody. Right? So why are you so passionate and light up like a Christmas tree when you talk about this?
Right.
It's just the thought of helping somebody, and you're not just helping the victim, you're helping their whole family, their friends. You're even helping the community that they're from. It's getting that conversation started. Even, you know, like for example in Burleson, it's not something that's really talked about, but it's happening. It is
Yeah.
happening all around us. Even we're sitting right here in Arlington, it's happening all around us.
Yeah.
And so I think for me, it's just knowing that it could change a person's life. Getting out there, you're helping bring them back to
Right.
safety. You're helping the family cope. Whether or not we are successful in getting that person back, you're still helping change lives. And it's just something I'm very passionate about.
Yeah. What about you, Sonia? Because you've been doing this, and tell the background. We'll get to Anthony.
Okay.
But what do you do? Is this full time for you now?
No, this is because I've tacked on, kind of put a lot of other things on my plate because of the pandemic. So we kind of got busy since we had to step back from the limelight, unfortunately, and work pretty much in the back. So I do more of the administration part. If there's anything as far as the back end leadership, I do that. I work closely with Anthony. But then when we have search and rescues, then I come and I support them in the field. So we go out and actually do searches. Carrying the emotion. A lot of people know what they're built for. And so, I'm a single parent and I have a child. So for me, I can't even imagine that happening to my son. So, and like when we first started, I told Anthony, like, I can't do that. Like, I just can't.
With Evan?
When we started.
Okay.
When we first started.
To go out and look?
No, just to start the organization.
Oh,
and be a part
really?
of it.
When you reached out to her?
It's a very heavy thing, but we're serving.
What did you see in her that made you want to connect? Because she's telling you no, right?
Yeah,
But she's loyal and she's dedicated,
right.
Definitely.
She's actually the first person I reached out to, about just because I knew that she was a manager and she supervised, and so she had the leadership skills that we needed
Right, but you didn't know he was going to come with this as the work.
right. It's been challenging, because you're dealing with.
It has to help you grow.
And yeah, it has. It had actually what it really, really did was it was one of the things that had me have some personal introspection where I had to really look at myself.
I'm on the mic.
Oh yeah, I had to really look at myself and be real honest about what I could really handle on a human level. Right. Because there were times, when we first started, there were times where, and it's a very heavy thing. Like I would be at home and I'd have to pray about it. I would cry. It was just so much.
Because that's why I'm telling you, that atmosphere is heavy.
It's very heavy.
When I came out there with you all, and then we're walking, and I'm like, it's teams. But the beautiful thing, people were determined to find, and people were just coming from wherever. I heard y'all had. Let's just go help, So those of you who are watching and you're saying, I want to make a difference, and you keep saying that, and it's 5 years later and 7 years later, this is definitely an organization that you can give to, sow a seed into, or even if you're led to come out and help bring water, make posters, a dinner for the family is something. That's why my limit for people wanting to do stuff and not doing it, we're past that, in these times. Right. And so you're encouraging because of fear. Fear holds people back, right? And so you've been praying, Lord, use me. And he said, I'm going to call Sonia.
And that's exactly what happened.
Tell us about it.
And I wouldn't take no for an answer.
He really doesn't. He really doesn't. No, it doesn't exist in his vocabulary. And I told him, I was like, I don't know if I could do that. Like, it's a lot to carry. I didn't know if I could. This is a nonprofit organization. We're talking about something that could, potentially go worldwide. And so I told him the first time, I said no. The second time I said, okay, let me take it to God and pray about it.
Yeah.
And
because you was at a different place in your life, right?
I really was.
Yeah.
I've grown a lot in these last years. Like, I'm not the same person. So let me reintroduce myself.
Okay, yes.
But seriously, the third time I said, okay, let's do it. And I made that was the first time I made personal sacrifices.
But you seem like the type of person, you knew once you committed to this that you were in it.
I was in it. And I've taken, maybe emotional breaks, but I was still serving to an extent. I would still serve if we were looking, like doing searches. But when it came down to actually maybe getting involved a little deeper, I had to take breaks.
Self-care is
Because- yeah.
important. We want to thank all of you that have come in and tuned in. Tiffany Michelle says, so proud of you all for the amazing work that you're putting in and the absolute dedication to the cause. What an honor to be a part of this organization.
Now, I want to
Hey, Tate.
I want to say
And
something
stay.
as well.
We're going to tell them in a minute.
Okay.
Because you guys stay back. She has something to say. We're
Yes.
going to take a uno momento. We're going to find out how can we support. You all heard the story, the mission. Your heart has been touched. We're going to hear quick hustle and motivate. Okay, love me some Nipsey. Because you have to, it's a hustle to keep yourself encouraged and stay in the motivation for
Right.
the cause is what gets you going. So
Right.
we're going to get turned up here in a minute. And you all stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Let me get that.
Pull up in motorcades. I got a show today. It's all I'm trying to do. Hustle and motivate. Choppers a throwaway. Hustle the overweight. That's why they follow me, huh? They think I know the way. Cause I took control of things. Ball in the solo way. And if you pattern my trend, I make you my protege. Crossing that soldier race. You don't know them days. Take you in back of the buildings. Make you expose your rage. Take you across the tracks. Make you explode the face. Now you official now. But you got a soul to save. I just been cooking that new. I'm about to drop in a few. Think if I call it the great, the people gon' call it the truth. I ain't really trip on the credit. I just paid all of my dues. I just respected the game. Now my name all in the news. Tripping on all of my moves. Quote me on this, got a lot more to prove. Remember I came in this shit fresh out the county with nothing to lose.
On the count of you, I don't do this shit nothing. No, not at all. You, but my money real, that you do. So I don't do this for nothing.
All right. Hustle and motivate. That's a good song for me to work out to. Just get turned up. And he said, I think they follow me. They think I know the way. Okay, so you all definitely know the way, right? It's
Right.
what it takes in order to support these families. Now, we're going to come to you, Mr. Alexander. Can I call you that? Mr. Alexander.
It's not so
Alexander on
fancy.
there.
You can call me that.
Now, you sing, play music. What else do you do?
I don't sing.
You don't
No.
sing? Okay.
No,
Okay, I'm
really-
blind. But you play music. You were with a
Right.
band.
Right.
Are you still with your band?
Church. I play church.
At church
Yeah.
now. Okay, he did
Church.
converted all the way over. Y'all send some hearts to Anthony, y'all. All right, he's about his Lord. I love God, right?
yeah,
okay.
yes, indeed.
But this was given to you because I know what it's like to get an assignment, and I know what it's like when God gives you something. You're like,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
How did this come to you?
Well, I had to go back to my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Going to the store with my parents and looking at that milk carton, and there's a picture.
In a mic.
There's a picture of a child or adult, and they asked the question, "Have you seen us?" And so that stuck with me ever since then. Cause
How old were you then?
I was like 7 years old.
You remember that?
Yeah, and for the life of me, I'm like, how does somebody just vanish, just disappear? And so I knew at some point in time in life, I'd be doing this. You know, it'd be 40 years later, but it just always was a passion of mine. It was
Wow.
always a passion of mine.
That's something as early as it's so funny with purpose. You can get it that early, and life will go on. And you
Right.
be on your 40-day journey,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you still at land.
Yeah.
Because when I met you, I remember, and I used to like, why does he do that? He used to always share missing people.
Yeah,
You know, you
right.
get to know your people you follow, and they
Right.
share this. And I was like, I ain't never seen nobody share missing people like this
Right.
man. You know, and then when you see it, you feel compared to share it. Like, you
Right.
can't see
Right.
that and not share it, you know?
Right,
But
right.
so you grew from there to it just being something as simple as sharing it.
I remember as clear as day. It was, I believe, around October, and at that 2019. At that time, a lot of people was coming up missing.
Yeah.
They was like dragging people out of stores.
Yep.
And then I heard God say, "Okay, now it's time. Now it's time."
Right.
So I could not sleep.
Tell people what that means, because you have to grow to a place when you understand God said.
Right.
I remember
Right.
being young, because I'm knowing people are watching, they're young. There's people that are listening and heard, but they don't know, and you hear God, they be like, what does that mean?
It's like the story of Jonah. When God tells you to do something, you're not going to be at rest. You're not going to be at ease until you do what God tells you to do.
Right.
Yeah,
So
you wrestled with
I
it.
wrestled. I could not sleep. Could not do nothing. So that was constantly on my mind. And so I said, "Okay, God." But my attention was just to start a Facebook group and leave it at that. That's
You
it.
said, I'm going to do that now. Let me
Yeah.
go on about my good business.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then people started asking for help from all over. So people asking for help. And at the time, we didn't have no staff. We didn't have nothing. We didn't have anything.
We were so ill-equipped.
Right. Yeah.
So ill-equipped.
Right.
So you grown your structure just through.
God brought people. He brought Tiffany to us.
Tell us about Tiffany. You wanted to give her a shout out. Hey Tay. Hey Stay Hall. Go ahead.
Is she on the phone?
No.
No.
We told her she could call in. Tiffany, if you're calling, feel free to call in 214-431-5032. We're about to talk about the fundraiser. All right. And so.
So, first of all, I want to give a shout out to Tiffany because she's not
Yes.
here. I don't know if she's going to call in, but she is our president, and to be honest with you, she's like our backbone. She's our support.
She's amazing.
She works so hard to help these families bring home those loved ones. So, I mean, she literally loses sleep. So, I just want to appreciate
Is that the
her.
one I met with the daughter? No.
I don't think no, she's
Okay.
not here.
Okay.
She's in Houston.
Okay, gotcha.
So she's in Houston.
You made connections all over, you guys.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So, I can't appreciate her enough. So thank you, Tiffany. Thank you so much. Like, I almost want to cry because she does so much for us and you just don't realize. Like, thank you so much. Because she is really, really, like, if it wasn't for her and a few other people that really get behind the scenes, like, it's a lot of work. So thank you so much, Tiffany. Now she set us up for donations on Amazon Smile.
Okay.
So you can go to Find Our Missing. It is under let's see here. It is under Find Our Missing, Dallas, Texas. I think we give them the EIN number? Maybe.
If you're using Amazon Smile, the only thing you have to do is just go to. It's just like you go to Amazon Prime. Just type in Amazon Smile, and then go to the organization that you want to donate to, and then you select Find Our
Find the
Missing.
link and drop it for us. Yeah,
Okay.
somebody. So we're going to get the link. It's set up on Amazon. And what are you raising donations for at this time?
We're raising donations specifically for us to be able to help families. So we need flyers, even if it's pamphlets, because our goal is to be in every hotel. We want to be the first people that the police departments come to help with the families and help searches. So we want to be in hotels. We want to be in airports. We want to be everywhere. So
Right.
when you pull out a drawer, whether you're in the restroom, on a bus stop, we want us to be seen. We want to be very visible. So we need that for the marketing to be out. Flyers. Just the capability to support the family. So if we do have a family that needs, whether maybe they have a missing person and maybe they've been up for days and they don't have time to take care of small children, just anything that would help us help support those victims, the families of the victims.
And the thing is, sometimes, it's us needing certain items, right? But when it comes to this, you may not know what the need is
Right.
until you meet with the family. So it's really about having the resources, the finances available. If you need to pay for a hotel room, or if
Exactly.
the hotels donate rooms or gift cards or something like that. Okay, so there's other ways, but monetary right now.
Right now, just so that everyone knows, we are a nonprofit organization. So your donations are going straight to the needs of the organization itself. And we have families that we're assisting all over the U.S. So it's not just limited to the DFW area.
So money, okay. So you heard the work, you heard the passion, you heard their story. You guys, Find Our Missing, okay. Evans Hope on Facebook and findourmissing.com, right? You can go right there. I just gave you the numbers. Let me read that. That's a lot of people. So they said over 203,000 missing children are kidnapped by family members. What's the connection to families, you guys, when it comes to abductions and kidnappings?
Who want to talk about that?
You want to talk about it? Okay, Sonia. Okay.
So what's the
I want to hear what you
connection?
guys say.
Well, when you're talking about missing people, you're having to take into account of domestic violence situations. It might be domestic violence towards, a mother or a child. It could be a situation of neglect to a child, and so the child, if they feel as though they're being neglected by a family member or their mom or father, whichever it is, they may be more vulnerable and susceptible to someone on social media to be lured away. Those would be the two primary. It could also be crime as well. If it's a crime of passion, if it's a just anything that would be associated with violence towards a person in a family setting. We can't underestimate what someone would do in the face of any kind of adversity in a family. A home life. It could be anything, just dislike. Well, you never know. You can't really. There's too many things that are conflicting in a family home. You never know.
And what about the human trafficking? This was my question. Thank you. It came back, and I'll see if you'll answer this one, Anthony. Since COVID, during that time when we were quarantined and it seemed like the world had come to a stop, I felt like things would get better. Some of them. Was there an increase?
You would think it would, but it actually was an increase.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, it actually was an increase. And there was an organization in Dallas that was getting ready to put something together during COVID, because there was a high, especially in Dallas, that there was a high increase in human trafficking. Which, you think COVID, everybody's at home, but everybody wasn't.
Right.
And I think we had a conversation in the group chat the other day about that. But, yeah, right. Let Whitney talk about that. I'll let Whitney talk about that.
Okay, tell us about it, Whitney.
Well, we were all talking about how we did see a lot more busts happen around the country. I know I saw a few in California, here in Texas, of these human trafficking busts, and the network is so large that they can make a bust, but the network is so big that they may just be hitting just a little bit of the network. But we were talking about...
So it's the whole thing.
It's an organized crime.
Yes.
So much has come to light from COVID. We're seeing celebrities go down.
Yes.
T.I. and Tiny. I was like, not T.I. and Tiny, y'all. Come on now.
It's people you wouldn't even expect.
So when you hear that, and I'm like, not T.I. and Tiny, you like, yeah, probably T.I. and Tiny. Seriously. So it's bigger than what we know. This human trafficking is being allowed to happen.
And that's what we were talking about in regards to, I know the mask is such a controversial topic, but there's some truth behind the fact that the mask actually helped hide it. Because imagine if
Wow.
somebody goes and grabs a child, puts a mask on them, and they're trying to get on a plane, they're trying to get across the border.
Oh
It
my
hides them.
goodness!
Yeah.
So
The
that was a
police-
good playground
Yeah.
for them during that
An
time.
Amber Alert can be issued, and it says, blonde boy, blue eyes, whatever the case may be. You're only going to see
Oh
from
my
here
goodness.
up.
Right.
And they're
it's-
Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys because I had to restrain myself, but I ended up babysitting in the store the other night. I was okay, so I battled with myself. I want you to tell me what I should have done. Okay, so I just ended up babysitting. So it was a man in front of me with a little boy. He had to be about 6 or 7, and so I'm teacher 2 in there, right? Okay, so. The mama calls, he forgot the paper towels, and I was like, see, you didn't listen because she told you to get the paper towels, and now you in the line with the little boy, you don't know what to do. And then the long line is long, and he like, do I take the little boy, do I leave the little boy? So he left the little boy, he said, you stand right here, and I'm gonna go get the paper. So I know the store, so I was like, he don't even know what the paper towels is. It's gonna take about 3 minutes for him to get back,
my
and
goodness.
he's gonna leave. And I wanted to tell him, sir, don't just leave because he didn't know who I was.
Right.
It would have took for anything for somebody to come and just tell him. And I seen the baby, he was just kind of looking and looking, and I'm having a restraint. I just babysat, so I'll watch him to the dad. But it took everything in me not to tap that man and say, sir, don't ever leave him. Because I'm like, if he did it that day, he does that, right?
You see, the problem is people always think it would never happen to them.
Right.
Until it does happen to them.
That's what, those Amber Alert, it doesn't mean anything until it hits home, right?
Right.
Keep going.
Right. And so that's why that's why since COVID
Thank
relief.
you too much to envy. Keep going.
Oh, I said since COVID relief, we are going to plan on some events and do some awareness because people have got to know that this is real. This is not a game.
We need, what I want to do, and I just thank God because I get ideas and I get to connect with people. But I want us to create something like a platform for awareness. I know y'all just had a big rally, big event. We need to do something again. Those are things that I'm building my LLC to do, so
awesome.
I can partner with you guys. Awesome. And as far as I feel, we are a family. You guys, I want you to come back often because I want to use my platform to keep this on people's mind. I got to see Evan Lacey's father that day. I have a son, and every time you hear it or something happens, with our youth, he's the first. I just need you to answer the phone. So I know that panic, and I know the being thankful when he calls me back, and I can go about my day. But my heart has compassion for families that never get that call back. And so what you guys are doing is so important. I'm glad you answered the call. And so those of you who are listening, if you've been touched by this story, please connect with Find Our Missing. Okay, you can also go to Amazon.
I typed it
y'all
on.
have teamed up with Amazon, and so you go to Amazon. What was it?
It's
Smile. Amazon Smile, and then type in Find Our Missing, and then you can make a donation there as well, right?
Yeah. So whatever you purchase, a small proceed go to our organization.
Okay. And you guys, I'm telling you, I would just be stressed out on the post. So I can imagine the emotions and what you all go through just doing this work. But you just sitting here just, okay, yep, this is what we do. And this is how we're serving. But thank you. And can y'all send some hearts and love and just, for what they're doing. So anything you want to say to close us out, where they can find you?
I want to give a shout out to Angela and Scully, great couple that we met. He has donated his helicopter for us to do searches.
Look at God. You ain't even in no
He
bus.
meant
He sent you
that.
a helicopter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's Duke, say what's up, Duke. Duke was like, hey, Duke, you like that, didn't you? That caught your attention.
Yeah,
Okay.
and also
Thanks, Nisha.
a food truck will be provided to volunteer for free
Won't
food.
he send the resources?
Yes, he
It's
will.
amazing. Who all,
Yeah.
as we close out, tell us some of the people. Give us some shout out.
And we want to give a shout out to Dr. Neer, who is our crisis counselor now.
You getting doctors and helicopters.
Yeah.
and
And she's in Atlanta, so we bridging gaps all over the United States.
What did I tell you? Remember what I told you? that this was going to be all over the world.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I mean, I knew about purpose. I messaged Anthony. I said, I know what my purpose is, but I'm so glad that he knows his children and that he got that one.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
but
you
you're so
did.
humble, and you're designing. He's aligning you with the right people. In 2 years, you all have done so much and grown so much. It's going to be an international organization, right? Okay, Whitney, close this out. What do you want to say?
Well, thank you for having me on this team. It has been, like I said, amazing. A lot of people have reached out asking me how they can get involved. Literally, if you see a post share that there's going to be a search, if we need donations, anything, you can just show up to the search.
Yeah.
You can just donate.
People don't know how powerful that is to show up to search. Seriously.
It happened on Sunday.
Yeah.
And there was a whole army of us ready to go find the missing person.
Yeah.
And it was phenomenal. Anyways, all you got to do is show up or donate or anything you would like to do.
And she's so sweet and smiling. How could you not give? Okay, we just put your Cash App. You're going to get all of it. Okay?
One more shout.
Okay, hold on. He want to talk.
Okay.
Go ahead. We're about to close out. Go ahead.
Monica and Tanya Bowden. I got shout out to them because they are organizing our emails and other stuff, clerk. So thank y'all guys because it's a lot. Yeah.
Isn't it funny where we lack, he sends us where we.
Right.
What you say,
Oh, yeah.
Sonya?
Okay, we actually have a volunteer form, and a lot of people did submit. So we go to it when we need the volunteers. But if you want to become an official volunteer and bear with us because we small but mighty. Okay, but we still got some work to do. So if you want to become a volunteer, go to findourmissing.com and make sure you fill out the volunteer form. That's very important because, like I said, we are a nonprofit organization. Everything's done professionally, and
They want to keep that LLC, boo.
Thank
Okay,
you.
don't be messing with my funding. Okay, and we are all faith made. Look at her shirt, faith made.
Oh, this
Okay.
is my friend Tanya Bennings. If you're interested, she's a friend on my list. Okay, thank you, Tanya.
Okay, so get your Faith Made shirt. And that's why, hey Rod, hey Nisha, thanks for joining. Faith Made is what got us all in our purpose and
Amen.
tonight. So we're
Yes.
connected in purpose, we're connected in mission.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for joining. You've been a great audience. I know you felt the love, good vibration. This is Southern Girl Speaks, GURL, giving, understanding, really loving. And Southern Girl Speaks, and I have spoken. See you next week. Hello, this is Southern Girl. Be sure to tune in to Southern Girl Speaks, Thursdays from 7 to 8 p.m. This is your place to come for motivation, encouragement, and empowerment to learn ways to live the life that you've